I was breaking this guy's head open. I was hitting him back and forth, up and down. You couldn't believe what was going on. There was blood everywhere. Yes, Tony. What happened to Tony?
Evil Dan, welcome to the show. You have just entered What Happened to Tony, which is a virtual talk show where we jump on here, myself and my friend Wyatt over here to your left, and
Hey, Evil Dan.
we see what's going on.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
What's shaking? I was drawn both by your sideburns and that you've got devil in your name, and I'm Evil Dan. It seems like the thing to do.
Oh man, it's about as perfect as it gets, really. We were just about to invite you when you just joined on anyway, so that seems perfect.
All right, that's awesome.
Hey, well, Dan, tell us your story, man. What's give us some details.
You gotta give me more direction than that. That's not
Okay,
enough to work with.
all right. Where are you from?
Washington D.C.
DC. Oh man, fantastic. Our guest on our talk show last Sunday was from DC. He's from one of the old DC hardcore bands, Scream, if you remember Scream from back in the day.
Scream. I don't know Scream. I know Bad Brains.
Oh yeah, definitely Bad Brains. They were back in that same group of bands. Well,
Yeah.
what do you do, Evil Dan, and why? What makes you evil? I guess would be a good question.
What do I do? I do graphics and 3D graphics and 2D graphics and media work.
Very cool. Why Evil Dan? Why not Nice Dan?
Well, the short version is it's a mnemonic device. It's an easy handle. There's more, but that's all you're getting for now.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's
It's a
fair
man
enough.
of mystery right here. Nice. He's got the gestures.
Now, Dan, let me ask you this. The last time Wyatt and I came in and just kind of randomly chatted with people, we kind of glitched somehow, and we accidentally pulled a guy mid-conversation into our group, and he had no idea, which I've
Oh.
never seen happen, but was hilarious
Oh.
because his story that he was midway through seemed to be a graphic detail of him murdering someone, blood everywhere, and he was hitting him again and again. So I gotta ask, what's the craziest thing you've heard here at V Time?
Oh. I haven't heard anything crazy. Actually, you guys seem to be the first potential adults I've connected with.
Potential. I like potential.
Potential. All right. Well, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. So
What,
so what's
what do you
what?
mostly get?
Yeah.
Who do you mostly end up having to chat with?
I mean, like mostly teenagers. There's like a 10-year-old kid, and I'm like, you know, I don't want to have make them have a bad experience, but my kids are older than them.
Right.
Yeah, that's awkward. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah.
So
All
who
right.
who are you all? I know
Okay,
you're because
I'm
I
Josh
can't
the
see.
Devil,
Yeah, Josh the Devil,
and over here is Wyatt.
I'm Wyatt.
Wait,
You're Wyatt.
Just
Wait,
yeah,
wait,
that's me.
Wait, can I point?
Yes. Yeah, you
Yes.
get yeah, all
You're
day. You're a
Wyatt.
good pointer.
And
And
you're
the other guy is just our cameraman, so he's real creepy looking, and he's just gonna stare at you.
all right. Are you recording? Are we on
I
like?
am.
Oh shit, we're on Twitch or something.
Well, we come on and we just tape some bits to see kind of what we find, and then I edit them together and throw it onto the YouTube channel.
Fascinating.
Now I've got a just kind of a late night Conan style, Letterman style, Wayne's World style talk show on YouTube that I do. And we were lacking a guest one night, and we were like, let's see who we can find to talk to. And we just kept bringing people in and introducing them as Jeff Goldblum or things like that to see what they'd go with it. Sadly, most people were just kind of the what the fuck, and they'd bail until the guy who came in, Paul, and immediately started telling us a bloody tale that by far, made up for all of the other letdowns from the night.
Wow. Well, let's see. I don't know about in here. Lately, this week, I've had 2 virtual dates, and I have to say, virtual dating is really freaking weird.
Tell us about it. I don't know anything
Yeah.
about virtual dating.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Give us a scoop.
Well,
What's
I
that like?
barely know about dating. I've been married to the same person for almost 20 years, and just recently
Okay.
separated a few years ago. So I barely started real dating, which was weird enough to begin with. And then I jump on and try and have a date in a Zoom call. And
Oh, wow.
it is weird.
I imagine.
I mean, here's the thing: is there's so much you can't tell from a profile anyway. Like, you can't really tell what someone looks like because everyone doctors their pictures and that sort of thing. And then, like, even in Zoom, when you can sort of get a feel for what people are like, you can't tell whether they like are awkward with their body or like have body odor. Like, they might be stinky. You just don't know.
Yeah, the technology unfortunately hasn't gotten that far. We have no smell-o-vision.
Yeah, well, that's probably actually I read about something in Gizmondo where they have a taste thing. It's like they have an electronic screen and you can lick it and it simulates different tastes.
Weird.
And it can-
Fascinating.
Yeah, so VR is going to be totally next level soon.
There's actually an add-on, and it's fairly expensive, but it clips on to the bottom of the Oculus Go or the Oculus Quest, and it has multiple things. It has scent modules, so it can spray different smells in your face, but it also has a fan that can get cold or hot to blow cold wind or hot wind in your face. It has water misters, so apparently it will, like, you can feel if you're on a boat or you're on a roller coaster and there's a splash, you can feel the splash. And all I kept thinking about is, yeah, but where's this going for porn? I mean,
Well, yeah, the haptic suits. What do you call those?
yeah, sure.
Like, just the idea of, like, you can touch things and the sensation in your, like, gloves and things like that.
Yeah.
That's coming. So it seems like I read something about that recently too. So yeah, it's about to get really cool.
Blech.
My bad. Sorry
No.
about that.
I mean, well, all I can say is, like, when you were describing the cold and the heat and that stuff, it's interesting, but I can't express how unappealing that sounds. Like, whoa.
So when they come out with the full suit that you put on that's full of different air bladders to inflate when someone touches you, you're not interested in that, I can assume.
I will say it freaks the shit out of me. Sorry,
Right
I don't
on.
mean to curse, but
No, it's
yeah,
fine. The audience doesn't mind. They're fine.
It's
Yeah,
it's a
look
little
at
bit. Yeah, they're not very. They're pretty static.
They're
Yeah,
focused.
if you listen really, really quietly for a long time, one of them will cough.
Oh.
Really, really gently, just kind of a...
Just enough to make it awkward.
Yep.
Right. They're trying to
Exactly.
be respectful, but they've got a cough.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. This reminds me. We've got all this COVID-19 stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
So, I keep preparing my kids because things might get worse, might get better. You don't know. But if it turns south and everyone turns to zombies, they have to learn to kill a zombie. It's a headshot,
Right.
right? So and these guys, they look like zombies.
They did. Now, I always maintain the first rule of zombie warfare is never rely on bullets. Get yourself a good reusable melee weapon.
A hockey stick.
A pitchfork, a hockey
Shovel.
stick would break. A
No,
shovel
you go
would be
straight up
very
Casey
good,
Jones. Casey Jones from TMNT, man.
Oh, and just an assortment of weapons: a cricket bat, a baseball, an aluminum baseball bat. I mean, there's a few. Yeah, wouldn't be a bad idea.
Saying.
A hockey stick, though, I mean, you really have to bludgeon someone to get through to the brain, right?
But they're soft, right? I mean, like, the matter is it's decomposing, so it's not as tough.
I
You don't
guess
have
how
to get through as
fresh, maybe
much
how-
material.
Maybe how fresh they are. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody who just comes out as a zombie, I'm gonna have to assume it's going to be pretty hard to get through the neck tissue to sever their head or.
You could sharpen the stick maybe, like a
On the-
scythe.
Yeah, and the skull is not going to change, so
True.
it's going to be just as tough.
Yeah, that's a good point. And if you have to get through to their brain or whatever, get through that skull, that hockey stick's not going to cut it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Eye cavity is the simplest way to go. So,
Yeah.
Oh, eye cavity.
Just pop
So
it right in there.
I don't know what weapon works best. Just a nice long pointed spear.
A foil. You need a
Yeah,
foil.
A
Just
foil.
pop.
Yeah.
Like an epee,
just
like
pop,
like
pop.
fencing.
Yeah.
This is where your fencing skills come in.
Yeah, that's what you do in the zombie apocalypse. Find the fencing team and
Find
they
French
will-
weaponry.
They will protect you.
Find 1800s French weaponry. Take them down.
So are you all married, dating? Are you adults? Have we confirmed that?
We we don't.
You're a
More than
10-year-old
likely.
YouTuber and you make more money than me, probably.
More than likely,
No,
we're
no, no,
adults.
Yeah.
We're not a monetizable type channel. We do our stuff's a little too fart humor, I think. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll see. So no, we're both,
Constantly evolving.
we're both in our 40s. So but I mean
Oh,
we
sweet.
we do stupid shit like this. So we're
Sweet.
yeah.
Sweet.
Is it sweet though? Really?
Well, good. Well, I'm in my 40s and I have yet to. You guys are literally my first
okay.
other folks here in the virtual sphere that I've connected with.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
I feel blessed. This is good.
Yeah, me too.
Right on.
Me too. Wait, can I friend you
What's-
guys? Is that even gonna work?
Absolutely. Sure.
I don't
I don't
know.
even know
I
how
think-
to do this here.
You here? Wait, I can do it. Let's see. I think if I point and click at you. Oh yeah. Okay. Wait.
Well, I'm trying to point and click
hold
at
on.
you, and all I get are gestures. Hey, I can give you a thumbs up.
Okay, there we go. Let's see. No, not kick name. Okay, there we go. Add
Okay.
friend and friend evil.
Got
Dan.
him. Got
Wait,
him.
here.
And
And
Would you like
block.
this
No,
one?
add friend. They shouldn't put
Don't
those
you-
so close to each other.
they
Yeah,
really
that's kind of
shouldn't.
mean.
Whoa, shit. I just got
There
something.
you go. There's one
Okay.
from me.
Friend requested him. Well, I sent one to you.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on here.
Maybe
Nothing.
we have to wait. Let's just all look at the sky. This is nice.
Awkward.
I have to move my visor to adjust the cameraman over there, and so every time I do, my guy.
I look up and you're just like, oh yeah, nice rafters. You can hang lights
Yeah.
from this, microphones.
Now,
This is nice.
Nice rack.
I will
Ooh,
say,
good
I
one.
will say,
Yeah.
Wyatt, you actually look normal this time. Last time when Wyatt's avatar appeared, his hair and glasses were kind of 90 degrees and slightly off his head. It was very disturbing, but humorous as well.
A kimbo. They call that a kimbo.
Like a Kimbo slice?
Yes. Spelled
Yeah.
exactly the same.
Yes.
Ah. But you know who I'm speaking of.
No, I just know
No,
the phrase
alright.
akimbo from like gifted and talented classes in 3rd grade.
All right. There's
Sorry.
a backstreet boxer dude named Kimbo Slice.
Oh,
He tried his
I
hand
thought-
at MMA.
Okay.
Didn't go super far, but he's like this totally chill, muscle-bound dude.
Huh. Well,
That's
maybe
pretty
that's
slick.
why he didn't go very far, because he was chill. Because most of those
Yeah.
guys don't seem like people I want to get a beer with.
Yeah, it's true. It is true that a lot of them seem to be very, very, what's the word? I don't know. Maybe high intensity.
Yeah.
Although I do have a
stressed
couple
out.
friends that have gotten into MMA, and they're actually like super nice guys. So I shouldn't
Huh.
stereotype the whole genre. I got
So it's
into
like
it for a while.
It's like a fight club type of thing.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like, once you start getting into it, it's like boxing or any sort of sport. You start going, oh, they're starting to set up this move. Oh, they're going for the armbar. Oh, okay, he switched to the underhook. Like, you start to
Huh.
actually think about it more like chess, even though
The strategy,
they're
yeah.
beating the snot out of each other.
Yeah, it's that last part that I don't. It doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah,
I can't do that one.
understand.
Yeah, I like art.
What? I like art too. What kind of art?
Oh, I mean, theater mostly.
Yeah.
So I grew up acting, like been doing that for a while, and now I teach acting is what I do
Oh,
at
cool.
a high
Where?
school, in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh, you're in Arkansas right now.
Yeah, don't judge. Don't judge. I mean,
I'm
you
not-
can judge.
Don't judge. Who am I to judge? I'm in D.C. Have you seen who's in D.C. lately?
Yeah,
It's crazy town.
I keep wanting to go and like do the whole like tourist thing, the Smithsonian and all the monuments. It's been like since '84 since I've been there. I'm just gonna wait and just see how
Yeah,
this
wait.
next few months goes.
Wait,
And,
it's suboptimal at the moment.
Yeah, it's too bad. Sorry
And
about that.
Where's our host? Where's our host located?
Oh, same place. Same
Oh,
place.
you're both in-
yeah, we're both in Arkansas.
And this guy?
Yeah, that's just my
awkward dude?
phone. He's just my phone.
That's just yeah, it's a robot.
He's
You're
a
gonna take
robot.
that? You gonna take that from him?
He will.
Get
He
him.
will.
He'll
Put
take
on
more
the
than
armbar.
that. I'm gonna point
Nothing.
at him if I can. Yeah. Ha ha.
No
Look at
chokeholds.
him. Look. I
No
like how
choke, nothing.
His hands are not. From here, it doesn't look like his hands are really resting on his lap.
Yeah,
They're just
I kind of
floating.
yeah, but they're breathing. That's awkward.
They are breathing.
Huh?
Well, it's the uncanny valley. You guys are
It
familiar
is.
with?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's this
Where
guy.
it's
Uncanny
just
valley
fake
to my
enough,
right.
fake enough to be scary, real, weird. Yeah. You should rename them to Uncanny Valley. That's pretty good.
I might. That's pretty good. Yeah. I was gonna
Uncanny.
say that'd make a great band name, but I'm sure that's already being used.
I'm positive. If UV cameraman, I'm just spitballing here. I don't know. Yeah. Something's happening there. We'll figure
His
it out.
eyes move. That was creepy as hell. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
nightmares of that.
Yeah, they blink and kind of twitch at you, kind of cracky, like he's in a K-hole.
Well, otherwise he's totally still. But then every once in a while there'll be one little like
Twitch.
twitch or breathe. Fucking
Yeah.
hey.
Oh, okay. If I get rid of his if I get rid of his glasses and I change his hair a little bit, I've almost got Hecubus, Dave Foley's
Yes!
character from Kids in the Hall,
Right.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
and Satan. he's got that
And
look, and he's got that
Satan.
grin. That's all I can remember.
I haven't
is,
thought about
he's
that
got
in a
grin.
while. That's funny.
and
Yeah.
the turtleneck too.
Yeah, he's got the turtleneck. And I was
Yeah.
just looking for a black long sleeve shirt. The turtleneck worked out, so.
Very emo.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I don't understand this dating thing. I went on 2 dates this week. I think I said. And
Yes.
Yeah, give us some. Yeah, how does that work? Now, did you do?
How do you even like connect?
Well,
Yeah.
on dating apps, and dating apps themselves are fucking weird because
Oh yeah.
the last time I tried to go on dates was more than 20 years ago, 25 years ago, and you'd go to a bar or whatever. They had online dating, but it was more taboo back then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
And-
chat rooms, filthy chat rooms.
Right, filthy chat rooms. Well, this actually kind of feels like, not your show, but in general,
Filthy.
coming onto these things, it feels like the 90s when you just go to a chat room and you're like, I'll get who I get. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll be interesting.
Maybe they'll be just pretending, and it's a guy named Chuck in his basement.
Yeah.
Pretending
Yeah,
to be
totally.
Vanessa
Pretending to be
again.
Vanessa. Yeah.
Ay,
Hey, there's some pretty good voice changers out there these days, so you never know.
you never
Mm.
know.
You
So-
never know.
so- How did you meet the women to do the virtual date with them?
So I went on a couple, I've gone on a couple dating apps, and the dating
Okay.
apps are weird because, it's almost like picking something out on Amazon. You're like, oh, I think I want this religion and this political angle.
Sort by.
Sort by this. It's weird, and they're people. It's people, man. It's people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Soylent
it's
Green.
weird. Soylent Green, yeah. Okay, now here's my question. Now, okay,
yeah.
so was this just a regular dating site, or is this like people specifically looking for virtual dates?
No,
people with
just
that in
regular
mind?
dating sites.
Just
But all the
regular
regular dating
sites.
sites are like, don't meet in person. Go have a Zoom date.
You'll
just
die or sue
Right.
us.
Or you'll die.
well. I won't die, but I don't want my 80-year-old dad to die, or
I know,
my
right?
friends' kids who have autoimmune issues. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's legit to want to try and be cautious. Anyhow, so
Yeah.
I went on one date with one girl, and she was like really kind of I kind of liked her. Like she was interesting-ish, but kind of nerdy in a fun
Ish.
way. Like
Yeah.
into Doctor Who and into like Star Wars and Star Trek and things, so I could really geek out for a while.
Perfect.
Okay.
And she was attractive, but then there was this other woman, and she was so painfully awkward, but so
Oy.
attractive. I mean,
Oh,
she was
that's
really
sad.
a hot flaming mess. She had like her tire, or the tire of her car went down that day. She showed me a picture. It was like of her dishes that were overflowing from the sink. She lost her Wi-Fi when we were supposed to have the date. Like it was just thing after thing of her being like, ah.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
That's usually a sign of the way things will always be. And as
But she's pretty.
and and
And that's probably what's gotten her to this place in her life.
Oh, and I mean, it is like if this wasn't just a virtual date, or a virtual dating scene, I'm sure like the bigger of a mess she is, logic dictates that like the wilder the sex will be.
I'm
but
thinking it's gonna be
she'll
like
be-
weird sex, like lazy sex.
All right,
Really?
you've said enough. You've said
Uh-oh.
enough. I
Sorry.
I got the message. Have sex. That's what you're saying.
I
That's what
don't
took from
know.
that. You said wild, right? Wild is cool.
But you don't know. I mean, it could be wild in the sense that she ties you up and then leaves. And maybe
Oh,
she'll
yeah.
come back.
Yeah, that's suboptimal.
You don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah, there is a threshold that you don't want to.
Mhm.
Whew. Yeah, you never know. Now you kind of have to have sex with her and tell us about it. I mean,
Yeah,
like not
yeah.
all. I don't need to like detail. Well, I guess I need details.
Well,
to
yeah,
really
it-
judge
there's
what's
a weird
happening.
push-pull. Like,
We'll need at least like a rating of 1 to 10 on weirdness and
How many chilies for hotness and things like
you
that?
know. Do you have
Well-
any scars, bruises, things like that afterwards? You know?
having those two dates in such close proximity, it was weird because they're the two opposites, right? Like interesting personality versus and when I say attractive, it's like my type. It's not like the sort of generic, whatever. It's just my type. And
Okay.
but it's amazing how compelling it is to spend time with someone who's really attractive. Like I'm almost embarrassed to admit how much influence. You're gonna cut this part out, right?
No, this is going in. This is
Yeah, no,
interesting
this is
stuff.
going in. This is the best part.
No way.
So-
Boo.
Is your name Evil Dan in real life? Like no one's gonna know. It's virtual, right? We don't actually
Yeah,
look like
virtual,
us,
sure.
do we?
Sure, no. Uh-oh.
Sorry,
Maybe
sorry,
I should have
Dan.
been more thoughtful when I was picking out my avatar and my name.
That's all right. His name is Dan Evil. He's right there in the phone book.
Aw, crap.
Oh,
Dan Evil, I work
Your-
with that guy.
your
Evil
mother
Co.
watches the show. She gets upset.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a problem.
Well, I would say my wife, but yeah, it's not. That's done.
Well,
Nah.
okay, Dan. I guess the bottom line is, are you gonna see either of them again?
Yeah, I'll probably see them both.
See them both. Okay.
Yeah.
Now here's okay. So the question becomes if the non-nerdy one, because clearly you can have conversations with her. You can talk, Star Trek, Star Wars. You can get into Doctor Who episodes. Who's your favorite Doctor? But the other girl, it sounds like you're going to spend most of your time talking about the disasters that she's had that day, that week. So
That sounds terrible.
do you think there's more to her personality? Like, do you have things in common? Do you like some of the same movies, some of the same
Well-
music, or?
I have no clue. But I don't care if she's a hot flaming mess, if it's her mess, right? Like,
But
I can
she
stand
turn
by
it
and
into
be a
your mess.
yeah,
See,
as
that's
long
the
as I
thing,
keep
you
my
all-
stuff.
Yeah.
it's like a black hole though, man. It like it sucks you into it. You circle around it, and then eventually you want to help, and then the next thing you know, like you're naked by the side of the road, and your phone's dead, and you're
I was thinking,
crouched
no,
in the
I was-
bushes.
I wasn't thinking that pessimistic, but I was thinking more of a scenario is, things seem okay, but then 6 months down the line, you've like she found a dog on the street that she needs to take care of. So, but her landlord won't let her keep dogs. So now you're taking care of the dog, and
I'm not taking
she's-
that dog.
That's
things
taking a
like that,
dog
things of
out of
that
it. That's
nature.
kind of cool.
No,
Oh no,
not
it's an
taking the
awful
dog.
It's not a good dog. It's
Well,
a,
no,
there
yeah.
are peas everywhere, and
Yeah, that's a pound puppy right there. That one's gone.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Sorry about your dog, Hottie. Yeah.
She's constantly needing you to help her move things.
Oy,
and
no,
Pick her
no.
up at the airport.
Go with the nerdy girl. Go with yeah. That's where the nerdy one's where it's at.
Well,
Well-
and here's the thing. We
Well-
all could be judging. We could be judging completely wrong. The nerdy one could be the wild one in bed. The other one could be a dead fish.
And
that's
what
true.
You
That's
don't
what I
know.
always assume. I always just assume like the reserved one. The what is it? The nun in the streets freaking to sheets.
Yeah.
What do they say? Something like
Yeah.
that. They say in the movies. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, not all guys feel this way, but if you can find a girl that'll put on a Princess Leia slave costume for you, I mean,
All guys feel that way.
that's a keeper right there.
Nice.
Not all guys feel that way.
Oh,
But-
my bad. Sorry,
No,
Dan.
no, I'm just saying, like,
I didn't mean to lump
I
you
know-
in with the rest of us weirdos. So
no, don't get me wrong. I'm into the freaky deaky shit. That's fine, but I'm saying that I know enough people who are either gay or are just not into that or asexual. Like, so I just want to. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
You're very inclusive. That's refreshing for a white man. Good job.
Oh, what makes? Oh yeah, right. I did.
Well, I
sort
just
of-
assume. See, I'm
Yeah.
being presumptuous myself.
Well, and I
Yeah.
think that's
Well, I
more
forget that you can
realistic.
see my avatar because I'm just looking outwards. I can
Well,
see
you
only
said-
my feet.
You made it look like you, so I'm assuming, that you're a
Well,
cracker.
and we're from Arkansas, where it's unusual to find someone who's tolerant of people in general. So.
Humans, just any
Humans,
human.
Yeah, that's kind of just nice.
They don't
nice
wear
thing.
their mask in Walmart. It's sad.
Well, that's dreadful.
Yeah, well,
Our numbers keep going up. There was just
Yeah,
a
we're up
viral
20%.
video released from some gigantic pool party with just hundreds of kids. There's a lot of people here that don't think it's a real thing.
Yeah,
They
it's
just want,
communist.
and so
It's un-American.
that part's a little scary for sure.
Hmm.
In a nutshell, that's us.
Yeah.
So, are you guys married to each other or to wives?
Not to him, no, and not to anyone. I used to be married. So,
Ah.
yeah.
Right.
Likewise.
Put in the plug. Is there a fist bump button here?
Likewise, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know how to gesture. I'm still trying to work that out. So,
If you push the big top around button, that
Top
will
around
that
button?
will point.
whoa,
There you go,
what's
point
up?
it,
Yeah.
What's up? Point it. I like this. Can you? Oh, you can prolong it, bring it around.
let's all point
All of
it,
you guys.
What's
Woo.
hey?
How'd you do that? Can I do this? Does this work?
Let's all point at Hecubus there. Hecubus.
So, buddy. Yeah, get him, buddy. Yeah, you.
I can't.
You
I
can
can't
tell by
crush
the way
his
I
head.
use
I
my
wish
walk.
crushing your head, Hecubus.
Nice. I gotta
He
play
seems
with this
unfazed.
more.
Yeah.
Unimpressed.
Here, wait. Let me see if I can make him move around a little bit. Let's see.
So you guys are both either divorced or separated?
Divorced and divorced,
got
I think. Yeah.
Divorced
you got
and
it.
divorced. Yeah.
Yeah, you got the trifecta here. Three
So,
winners.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a Hecubus.
Well, it suddenly makes more sense why we all have VR headsets.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
That's kind of sad and kind of liberating too. This is my life. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. All y'all. Nobody tells me.
Oh yeah, I mean, first thing I did was turn the garage into a TV studio and start a talk show. So you know.
So, but I'm mentioning my dating stories. I'm sure you guys have dating stories post divorce. No.
I got a pretty good one. Josh, what do you got?
Oh well, I was gonna say not really in the Zoom with not in this era. That's
So like a real date is what you're saying.
Like real
Yeah.
dates. But
Yeah.
that's all- yeah.
Not to diminish the quality of your past two dates. Those were real.
No,
It
I went
was
on real
just-
dates before that. Like I
Nice.
had a relationship with a woman for a bit, and that was it was really sweet. But anyhow, Josh, fire away.
What? Oh, what me?
Yeah,
Yes,
tell
you.
the story, bro.
Oh, no, what
Story time. Ooh, you know what we could do? You could tell the story, and then later, when things kind of tone down, we can act it out. Like put like me in a dress, and then you in sideburns.
I don't think I've got a story to tell.
First rule of improv: yes and, bro. You got to yes
yeah.
and this.
Well, I thought you were
gotta
getting ready
yes,
to start a story,
No.
and I was getting all excited. I was like,
I was too.
No.
Oh, he
I'm
was
trying to think of-
robotoing.
I'm trying to think of something.
He was dumb already got. Well, while you're thinking it, let me tell my story. Do you mind?
yeah, fire
please,
away.
please.
Okay. So I had moved from Louisville, Kentucky, to Texarkana, Arkansas.
You were in Louisville?
Yeah. So I was there for
Ah.
about 12 years. Great town, really cool, but I was divorced and things were kind of just not really going the way I wanted to. So I started, I pursued this teaching career, and I got a job teaching theater in Texarkana. So I didn't know anyone, just the teachers and the school and stuff. So I got on the Plenty of Fish. Anybody
Oh,
out
yeah.
there?
Oh, that
Plenty of
place is-
Fish.
Hey, that's where I met Blake. Plenty of fish.
Right on. So, I was on the Plenty of Fish, and I met this woman, nice enough lady, from Bossier, Louisiana, which is like across the river from what's it called, Shreveport. So, so I drive down, and it's only like an hour drive, 45-minute drive. I drive down, meet up with this woman, and I've never been to the city, and so we meet on the boardwalk, and then we get in her car, and we're driving around the city, and we had been talking on the Plenty of Fish about like what we're into and movies and whatever music, and so she asked me, hey, plug in your phone, show me some of your music that you're into, and so I'm playing different bands and just kind of pointing out different stuff and whatever, and about 30 minutes or so passes. And she says, hey, let me show you some of my music. And I say, okay, cool, right on. So she plugs over, or I guess switches over to the radio, to some FM station. And which I thought was weird, because I was like, the radio is your music. You can't get more specific, but that's okay, cool. And it switches to like a modern Christian contemporary network.
Oh, I knew you were going there.
And
yeah.
she starts belting these songs, right? Like and that's cool. Do your thing. It's not really my thing, but whatever, And she's belting these songs. Well, I kind of, for some reason, I was like, I was a little uncomfortable, but I thought it might be a joke. And so I reached, I reached out. Let me see if I can act it out. I reached out for the stereo, and she slapped my hand. And yeah, and I was like,
into it.
She was into it, and she was a little offended that I was turning down her music. Which, granted, I was in the wrong. I should not have tried. That was rude. But it was awkward, first date, whatever. And then we proceeded to go to some bar in Shreveport and got incredibly drunk, and parted ways, and then never talked. She leaned in for the kiss, like, as we were parting ways, and I kind of backed away because I just wasn't into it. And then the next day we had the awkward conversation, and she called me out. She did the whole like, why didn't you kiss me? And I was just like, it was first date. I was trying to be cool. I didn't want to say I wasn't into you, and didn't want to do all
it's okay
that.
to say no, I was feeling it, but you
I
seemed
should
really
have.
nice.
I should have been that way.
Say that. Sometimes it's okay, but then sometimes then it becomes mean.
Yeah, well,
But
I
look,
was,
here's the thing,
Very
though.
I was
defensive.
trying to
Some girls
avoid the
can get
mean.
real defensive.
But-
yeah, I didn't want to be that guy. So, but
I actually think it's probably better to be honest and to just say, in a friendly way, be like, yeah, I'm not interested in that way, and that's actually probably better. I mean, if you think if it was reversed, if someone was like, oh well, you wanted for the kiss and she wasn't into it, I for one would rather just be told, yeah, you're not really my type. And like, okay, I'm not most people's type, so I got to move along.
see, I guess to me, it's like it's pretty obvious that if you're gonna kiss someone, you're into them. If you're not gonna kiss them, you're not into them. So the answer is, I just wasn't into you, or I wasn't into the moment, or whatever it was. So we all know what we're talking about here. You're very woke. The kids
I don't know.
say woke.
Woke.
Like with the yeah. Have you been to
I don't know.
therapy?
What's that?
Have you been to therapy with the honesty
Oh,
talk?
tons.
No. So, okay, cool. And no offense. I'm not saying anything. Therapy's a great, wonderful thing. It's just that's a very kind of like honest, be out there with your feelings and what you say, and that's right on,
Well,
man. It's working.
Actually, it's less from therapy and more from sort of personal exploration outside of therapy. There's a specific book I read called No More Mr. Nice Guy,
Okay.
which is actually a little bit of a misnomer because the title makes it seem like it's okay. Well, don't be nice anymore, but that's actually not that's not really the thesis of it. Uh-oh. Says
What's the-
server offline.
Yeah, it says
Mine
that to
did
me
that
too.
too.
But
Yeah, I was
can,
getting that too. I was ignoring it.
We're all still here.
Yeah.
All
So
right. So far, so good.
Until they
server
take
back
away-
online.
okay, we're
Yeah.
there. Huh? What?
Oh,
Well,
sorry. So this
yeah,
book,
keep
let me
going.
just finish. So it's from this guy, and it's about different ways in which. So it's not about not being nice. It's about not thinking of yourself as nice, and not doing things that make you appear nice in other people's eyes, but instead being direct and honest about the things you want and about the things you feel. And so there are all these different ways in which sometimes we might offer support or feedback or even just do things that we think people want or we think will make us look good. But sometimes it can be disingenuine to get some sort of result that we're too embarrassed to ask for or too uncomfortable to say directly. And it's about not beating around the bush so that you can be more honest with people.
That sounds very healthy.
I mean, it's not a perfect book. There are things in there where I'm like, this is I don't agree with that. But it did let me sort of think about my own behaviors and different ways in which I would give to get. I would give behavior not because I felt, generous or not because I actually was giving in a way that was,
Genuine.
feeling good because someone else is getting it, is because really what I wanted was some other thing that I felt too embarrassed or felt like I wasn't supposed to want. And I was doing this thing so that I would have this feedback. Right?
Huh.
And it's really unhealthy, actually. It's because what that sort of does is it creates a contract with the other person that they don't know that they're in. I'm going to do the dishes, and therefore I expect you to, come with me or to be friendly with me. And the other person never made that agreement. But in my mind, if I do this thing, then I don't feel comfortable asking for that cuddle, but if I do this nice thing, then maybe this other person will do this nice thing for me. But they can't read your mind, right?
It's like Dwight on The Office with the bagels. You don't watch The Office.
I don't know which episode.
Okay,
I couldn't pick it up that quick.
No, that's okay. Keep going.
No, I think I'm done.
Did you know the episode?
I'm trying to.
Audience? Anybody know Dwight?
This audience. Yeah, can we just have a round of applause for this audience? Because they are awesome. Woo. Let's see, I've even got a clapping hand here. Where is this?
Why
Yes.
do white people say woo? Why do white people do that? White people say woo.
What's wrong with woo?
Oh, nothing's wrong with it. It's just it's very Caucasian. You don't
I
see
don't know
many
that I
other.
agree with that actually.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
We need to get online and check this out.
Well,
This
I
could
mean,
be
I
another
think
segment for the show. Oh, it could. Do all
I
white
feel
people
like I've
woo?
been. If you go to a graduation
Interesting.
and
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. I agree that I hear lots of people woo. You'll hear whole crowds, whole stadiums woo. I don't think it's
I don't
just
know.
the white people.
I bet
I
you
think
there's a
that my
percentage rate.
particular perhaps I in particular just sound particularly white.
Oh, I think we
that's
all
really
do.
it.
Yeah. I think we're all
Yeah,
pretty
can't
crackery.
help it.
So, yeah, it's not just you, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, even old Beelzebub over there.
Yeah. Awkward.
We just point at him.
And that's our camera, so that's our best part of the show because he's looking right at you guys. So now y'all are looking right at the camera and pointing. So that's,
What's up, buddy?
No, I'm looking away from the camera and pointing. I'm looking at this guy.
I'm gonna stare at the ceiling. Point at that. Okay.
All right. I should probably go to bed.
Wow. What time is it in DC?
Good question. Let's see if I can find that out. I don't know.
I think it's just a 1 hour difference.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's
The
just a 1 hour
Eastern
difference.
Standard.
I'm on Eastern Standard.
We're
Yeah, Eastern
Central.
Standard,
So
yeah,
yeah,
so that's
so
1
you're looking
hour.
at like 11:15, somewhere in there, huh?
That sounds about
Okay.
right.
Yeah,
Sounds
that
about
feels
right.
good. Well,
Yeah.
it's been lovely speaking with you.
Yeah, thank you. This has definitely been surreal, but very fun.
That's the whole thing, all of it.
Dan, aside from saying thanks, I've also got to say, if we come back on in a week, 2 weeks, whatever, and we see you on again, we're going to invite you back to the show, and we're going to expect updates.
We want to know about
all
the
right.
ladies. We gotta know about the ladies. Ooh, ladies.
Well, I can say that I've been continuing to text with both of them since the dates, and I'm like on the fence between sort of saying straightforward, just so you know, I like you, okay, but I also went on this date with this other person, and typically I would, but like I feel like the COVID times are so weird that like my normal rhythm is all messed up.
I don't
Right,
know.
if those were legitimate, like, standard dates, you went out to coffee, you went out for dinner, whatever, saw a movie, then I feel like, yeah, you'd obviously tell them. But
Well,
What
also
you-
it would
seems a
feel
little
further
different,
along.
But
You guys are very honest people, because I don't think I would. I mean, it's not like I would be like, I got a secret over you, but I don't
But
know.
I might try that just for the sake of being like, but see, I never did that. You know, I
Give it-
had a monogamous relationship for over 20 years.
I thought you
Party's
were gonna
like-
say something else. It's a French word.
Oh, menage a trois?
Yes, I had a menage a trois in college. It was
We know where
wonderful.
your
I didn't
mind
tell
is.
either of them. So yeah,
No.
I'm sorry.
Maybe I could convince both of these girls if they were into each other.
Both in Leia costumes. Ooh.
Leia
different-
costume.
Yeah, different Leia costume.
Oh yeah. Or maybe a.
Or, I mean, you know, look, it's, you know, we don't have to pick that universe. Star Trek,
Orlando.
Those little short skirt uniforms.
Ooh,
I'm not
Uhura?
gonna complain about those at all.
Yeah, they got it going on. Or you
So-
could go James Bond and get like a money penny.
I would go Queen Amidala over Leia,
Okay.
actually.
Okay,
Okay.
I
She
like
has some crazy
Amidala.
outfits.
She did.
Okay, that's true.
All ripped at the belly when she was
Yes!
fighting in
I
the
was just
arena.
thinking
What
that from
It's
the
a-
second one.
beautiful outfit. Wonderful,
Honestly,
wonderful
the-
costume design.
If I had to pick the Leia speeder bike suit. On
The
Endor,
military one?
Endor, yeah,
The
it's like
the
white. It's
The
got little-
Rebel
little
Commando.
tag. Yeah,
I love
Yeah.
the earth tones.
Yeah,
He-
yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's an earth tone. He's totally an earth tone.
Okay.
Earth tone.
Well, thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Thank you for being
trying
here.
to edit things so I don't seem like too much of a douche, if you don't mind.
I think
Oh,
I
no,
look
we're
more
just
like a
gonna-
douche than you do. I think it's I think you're good, and then Josh, and then me. Is how it works. So and then camera guy.
Unfortunately for you, I'm a lazy editor, so I'll probably chop the beginning and the end off, and I may not do much. Jell, what are you gonna do?
What's your channel?
So it's youtube.com/spook talk show.
Spook Talk Show. And
Spooky.
What was the first part? You
Oh,
YouTube's?
YouTube. It's on YouTube.
It's on the
YouTube.
YouTubes.coms.
YouTube. Is that
Go to-
is that a chat feature? No, I'm just fucking with you. All right.
I was about to say, wow, what's going on? Right on.
Spooky what? Spooky
Talk show.
Spooky Talk Show. All right.
You got it.
Well, thank you for this lovely but very surreal experience.
We're here for you
Likewise.
anytime.
All right.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right. I'm looking forward to
That's right.
Us too.
All right, everybody say goodnight to the evil Dan. Bye, Dan.
Woo! Bye, Dan.
Woo, audience.
Love you,
Give 'em a
buddy.
round of a dead
Yeah.
eyes.
Woo! Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Yay. Hurrah. Dan, are you still there, buddy? Oh, Dan.
I think he's gone, but his
spirit lives on. There he goes. There he's gone.
Well,
All right.
Wyatt, I don't know that we're gonna do any better than that.
That's a good run.